Hi everyone, welcome to CodeTav Management. So today we will learn about the power of cascading that I have told you in the earlier video that I will cover the discussions of the cascading. So that's the time now. So to truly understand the power of cascading in the JPA, like the Java Persistence API, so we have to look at how annoying it is to manage the relationship without it. So cascading basically we use for the state management. You have you learned about the state management in the Angular or React.js something? Okay. If you have not learned, you can learn. So the thing is, here also for the state management purpose, cascading is fundamentally we use. Okay. So when you perform an action like save or delete on a parent entity, so cascading dictates whether that same action should automatically ripple down to its child entities or not. Okay. So now I'm going to tell you the problem. If the cascading will be not there, then in our life, what problems we will face. Okay. So just imagine you have an order entity. Okay, that contains a list of order item entities, right? So this is a classic one-to-many relationships. Hmm? So if you build a new order in memory, then you have to manually save every single pieces to the database, right? So here you can see we have created the objects, okay, of order, then order item for item one, then item two. In this way, I was telling that if you want to create another item, then again you need to create the new object and all. Okay. Then here suppose this order dot add item, and here I am passing this item one, and here order dot add item, then item two. So we are linking them in memory, right? So without cascading, we must save everything manually in the right order. So here you can see this order repository dot save order, then order item repository dot save item one, then item two. In this way, if we will have 100 items, then manually we need to do for 100 times, right? So just think if your order has 100 items, so you would be writing a lot of repetitive and error prone code. So furthermore, if you forget to save one of the items, then your database becomes instantly inconsistent, right? So the solution is the cascading. So that's the power of cascading. So what we are doing? So by adding the cascade attribute to your one-to-many mapping, you will tell the Hibernate to manage the children for you. So here we have the entity class as order, and inside that we have this id generated value, this long id, this is the primary key, and then one to many relationship. Here we have added this mapped by. I have discussed what is the mapped by in my last video. If you have not watched, just go to the last video. Okay, so here we have used this mapped by, and this cascade equals to CascadeType.ALL, and then here we are passing the order items. So now your service layer, okay, code becomes incredibly clean. So with CascadeType.ALL, you only deal with the aggregate root, the order. Okay. So one call here, see, like here multiple times you needed to do, like for each order items you were saving earlier. Okay. Here you are adding those items, that's okay. Like you have to add, but multiple times you need not to save actually. Through the CascadeType.ALL, we will handle that. We will tell the Hibernate, and Hibernate will manage those object relational mappings. Okay, so here one call saves the order and all of its items automatically through this one only. Like only this line, this order repository dot save here. So we don't need to do order item repository dot save item 1, item 2 in this way, 100 items. Okay, so in this way we solve that problem very easily. Clear? Very clear? Crystal clear? Okay. Now I will talk about the 6 types of cascading. So while see here we have used CascadeType.ALL, right? Here we have used CascadeType.ALL. So this is very common in suppose in any tutorials or any documents, any blogs, wherever you will see the CascadeType.ALL is the common thing. But in production, you need to be surgical. Like you can specify exactly which operations should cascade. Okay. So first of all, I will talk about this cascade type of persist. So when the parent is saved, means inserted for the first time, then save the children. Okay. Then cascade type dot merge. Like when the parent's data is updated. Okay. Then update the children's data too. That's the function of cascade type dot merge. Then cascade type dot remove. So when the parent is deleted from the database, then delete all the associated children. If you delete the order, then order item should be destroyed too. Now cascade type dot refresh. So if you reload the parent from the database, like discarding unsafe changes in memory, then reload the children's too. Then cascade type dot detach. If you detach the parent from the hibernation, then detach the children as well. Now cascade type.all, it will apply all 5 of the operations above. So that's why mainly we use the cascade type.all. But if you want to do some specific operation, then you can add according to your own choice. Persist, merge, remove, refresh, detach. Anything you can do. And you can also combine them like this, like cascade equals to cascade type.persist, cascade type.merge for doing multiple operations. Like suppose for the initial time, it will be persisted like through your cascade type.persist, like initial time parent is getting saved. So you will save the children as well, and some data will be updated, then the children's data will be also updated in that way. Now, one tricky part, like one trappy questions can be asked, like for the senior level interview questions. So, what is the difference between the cascade type dot remove versus orphan removal equals to true? So they sound similar, but they do very different things actually. So the first thing is cascade type dot remove only fires when the parent is deleted. Okay, here also I have discussed. So when parent is deleted from the database, then delete all the associated children actually. Okay, so it will first the parent. Okay, now so scenario like order repository dot delete order. So result will be like the order is deleted and Hibernate issues delete statements for all associated order items, means its child. And orphan removal, true. That fires when a child is removed from the parents list. So like order dot get items dot remove 0 means for like the 0th ordered item will be removed actually. So suppose you want to remove the laptop from the order list in Java. So you have ordered laptop, then mobile, okay, then some table. Okay, now its position is 0. Now its position is 1. Now its position is 2. Now we want to specifically want to delete this or laptop from our bucket list or your cart list. Okay, then we can use this orphan removal true for this like order dot get items, then remove 0. So this will be deleted. This laptop will be deleted. So we can remove the laptop from the order list. Okay. So the result, because the child is no longer attached to its parent, it is considered an orphan. So now this laptop is not associated with your parent. So this laptop is orphan. So Hibernate will automatically issue a delete statement to remove that specific order item from the database. Okay. So some best practices to follow. Okay. So one thing I also want to discuss here, before the best practices to follow, like if you only use the cascade type dot remove, so removing an item from the list in Java will not delete it from the database. Like it will just leave it sitting there with a null foreign key. So for cascade type dot remove will just not delete from the database. Okay, some null foreign key will still be there. Okay, so to remove a specific element, you have to use the orphan removal equals to true, right? So the best practices to follow, I have added these three best practices. So only cascade from parent to child. So the thing is, you should cascade from, suppose your order is the parent, order item is your child, right? So you should cascade from order to order item. Or like I have also gave example of author and book, right? One author can write multiple books, like for your one-to-many relationships. So author is your parent, book is your child. As books are being produced from your author, right? So author should be your parent. So that's why you should cascade from order to order item or author to book like that. Now never cascade from child to parent. So do not put cascade type dot remove on the many to one side. You always do it from one to many side. So if you delete a book, you do not want Hibernate to accidentally delete the author who wrote it. Right? So if you want to delete that, then you need to add this in your parent side, means in author side. Right? Then your author and book all will be deleted. Now be careful with the many to many annotations. So like cascading remove across a many to many relationship is highly dangerous. If you delete a student, you see like multiple students, then multiple courses are there. Okay. Suppose multiple students is one, is two, is three, and course one, course two, course three. So here you cannot apply the one to many or many to one relationships. You have to use the many to many relationships. Suppose S1 has this course one and course two. Suppose S2 has course one, course two, course three. And this S3 also suppose have course one, course three. Okay. So if you will do the cascading remove on the student side, okay, so then all the courses will be also removed. But it can be possible that student 2 is still there and he is using the course 1 and course 2. So that's why it is dangerous. So if you delete a student, you don't want to accidentally delete the course they were enrolled in because other students are still in it. So usually you only cascade, persist and march in many to many mappings. Okay. So here again I am writing for many to many cascade remove is a very dangerous operation. You can use the cascade type dot persist and cascade type dot march. Okay. I hope these things are clear to you. So if you have any other questions, you can just comment below. I will definitely discuss those. So these high level of discussions or internal discussions, okay. For getting those things, you just need to do like, share, and subscribe my channel. Okay, it will motivate me, and I will make more such videos. Okay, so I will make the next lecture maybe on the JDBC pain to RM power, like how why those object relational mapping came into the picture. Okay, when we start working with database in Java. Okay, those things actually. So that's all. So still then, like, just stay tuned with me.